Well, hello there, and welcome to Flights of Fandom Desolation Squad here on Manapot Studios. If we are in, this is the beginning of session 3 of 4, aka the penultimate episode. And I'm Hopper. Regrettably, I'm the person running this shit show, so y'all are in for a treat. And I'm gonna let my players introduce themselves, starting with Marcy.
Hey y'all, it's me, Marcy, aka Experimental Madness, and that is the name that you can find me most places around the internet, except for Twitter, where I am determined to remain the resident cryptid under the username Marciful. I'm really excited to be back playing my chaotic Vorcha grandmother Blip with her many, many, many robot children.
All right, and Pooja.
Hello, everybody. I am Pooja. I am playing Arena Gaddis tonight, who is a human biotic. And both of our pronouns are she, her. And you can find me on the internet at Pooja on Twitter and at Poojaberwalkie on Instagram and in the Twitch chat tonight.
And David.
Hey, everybody. David here, he, him. I'm a graphic designer, an illustrator, and a game designer. Check out all my game stuff over at dbb-8.itch.io. You can check out my Instagram and Twitter at dbrunelbrutman. And I am back playing Zeta, our team's Geth Infiltrator.
Excellent. Well, let's infiltrate our way over to Zach.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach, otherwise known as Great Zamino on the web. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing our resident Krogan soldier idiot, Nakmor Brack, or Brack of Clan Nakmor if you're feeling fancy. Yeah.
All right. And like I said before, I'm Hopper. I use they, them pronouns, and I'll be the one. I'm doing it again. That's right. Suffer with me. I'm going to be the one shepherding this story to its to its conclusion. You can find me in, on, around, and occasionally between the interwebs at Failed Deadly. That's with a 3 instead of an E because I am not a good person. And with that, on that note, let's get this party started. So, where we left off, this crew, who very boldly decided to, a few mere weeks ago in game time, blackmailed Arya Talok into employment, which is a whole ass choice. And they have since been employed. They were hooked up with some agent of a certain nature who works with Arya, the Geth infiltrator Zeta. And they were sent to the very deepest, lowest reaches, aka the tail of the space station Omega, which is the center of a teensy-tiny little pirate empire in the Terminus systems. And they were sent here to find out because there was something wrong. And there was way too little chatter and way too much violence going on. And it seems like in the wake of the plague that ripped through Omega's population during the events of Mass Effect 2, if you're paying attention, there was a significant shift in power. And now, with a much emptier space, something or some things, somebody's, who knows, seems to have sidled in to fill the void. Our players fought a rather horrifying amalgamation of Turian bodies, with a little bit of human thrown in for flavor, seemingly bound together by some sort of semi-sapient fungus. Yeah, so that is where we left them in the old hideout of the Talon Company, and that's where we're going to drop into. What are you guys doing as part of after this pretty brutal fight? Let me hear. Let's get some character description. So, a little character description and how you guys are patching up. Don't make me roll a dice.
So Knackmore, or God, now I'm calling him Knackmore. So Brack is probably after taking his short rest and kind of adjusting his armor and kind of checking the ventilation system and everything, is attempting to kind of inspect this heavy weapon, kind of lightning gun that we recovered off of the frozen corpse. And I think it's just kind of like a kid with a new toy, this 7'2" Krogan in stock armor with the eye lights shining out of the spacesuit, I think mimicking the sense of wonder that Brack is feeling on the inside as he peruses this gun. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna give you a good name.
Oh, buddy.
And speaking of weaponry, I think Blip, having successfully created a couple of sticky grenades for herself, using some of the leftover cryo tech that she managed to salvage, summons her faithful companion Guillotine and takes a look at his current weapon, seeing that its heat damage, radiant damage, didn't really stack up so well against this new enemy. She's decided to put some mods on that and give it a little lightning damage instead, in the hopes that that'll make it more effective for the creatures that are stuck together down here.
They are delightfully awful. We'll see whether this is fully effective, won't we?
Oh boy.
Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah, why don't you give me a quick, just to make sure you don't blow anything up by accident.
I never blow anything up on accident. It's always on purpose.
Forgive me.
No, that's going to be 24.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Oh gosh. One of the player characters starts threatening the narrator. This turns into that kind of the story. Let's see, Arena or Zeta, what are you guys doing while these other two are playing with their new shinies?
I think I had already mentioned that Arena had taken a Medigel because she was pretty squishy and beat up. But I think she's just going to catch her breath and focus on like regenerating her shields. And then once that's done, if they're still playing with their toys, she'll just look around the room to see if there's anything they missed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Arena and Zeta ended up examining the cryogenically frozen corpse in the corner of that office when last we left off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Zeta is definitely still kind of crouching over that, kind of trying to analyze the scene. We see a Geth hunter painted purple with decorative white zigzag stripes, and notably, every time this Geth moves its head, its big old flashlight head, a couple of googly eyes placed by Blip jiggle on either side. Okay, here's the thing. Things in Mass Effect are not necessarily restricted to two eyes. How many googly eyes did Blip smack onto Zeta's head?
Originally, I think it was 2, but I think she has continually added some while you weren't paying attention. So you might have I think I actually did mention that there was 4 last time. I'd like to say now we're up to 8.
They're increasing exponentially.
Are there some in the back?
How many I can fit?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple in the back.
You have a googly eye crown.
Hazard, just sort of miscellaneously placed around there. So they jiggle as Zeta scans this corpse in this pool of cryo fluid. I believe it was Turian.
Yes, it is a Turian. It is a Turian whose armor is marked with the distinctive red markings of the Talon Company, a ambitious up-and-comer in this area now that somebody, it sounds pretty suspect from what you guys have heard, but they're saying like some dead human specter rolled through and killed like 80% of the major gangs, your former bosses. And there's a big old power vacuum, and groups like Talon Company are trying to move into that space. This Turian and their red marked armor is lying in a pretty substantial pool of this extremely cold cryo fluid, some sort of off gassing, noxious, extremely cold substance.
Is there in the room any remnants of mold? The mold that was holding the Turian centipede together.
Definitely not what the stat block's called. Why don't you roll me an investigation check?
Can I help?
Love to do that.
Yes. How are you helping Zeta?
By going in and finding something out of my pocket and like poking things to see if I can like loosen.
You're just like,
yeah, I mean,
like
I
a
think
retractable
we're both
baton.
sort of by this corpse.
Yes.
We probably have like a brief discussion once we've sort of analyzed it to our satisfaction. Zeta turns to Arena and says, "So we've gathered some information about this corpse. However, information about the creature might be useful. It seemed to be held together by some manner of mold. Perhaps we can find traces of it still in the room."
Sounds like a good idea. It'd be good to know if there's anything we can do to, well, those of us who are susceptible to mold to protect ourselves from it.
It did clog this unit's joints very severely.
Oh yeah,
We did not care for that.
You were one of the susceptible ones. I mainly meant Blip.
Right.
Okay. But come on, I'll help you look.
Appreciated. And I will roll an investigation check.
With advantage to
With
the
advantage.
aid.
Do
Yeah.
the extra googly eyes help?
I need that advantage.
Maybe with intimidation. It's like how tigers get freaked out if you have eyes painted on the back of in the back. They're just like, I can see.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like a whole weird thing. Like there's like you see it a lot in animals. You see it's like they've evolved to have what look like eyes because it freaks predators out. Because if it's the eyes are that big, then it must be huge.
Mm-hmm.
I think while they're doing this, I'm gonna go over to Blip and just point at the googly eyes. It says, "It's like wherever I go around the room, they're following me.
You think it's enough?
Maybe 2 more."
Okay. While you're investigating, Blip is gonna run up behind and slap 2 more on and run back to her workstation.
Yeah, like you just see Guillotine kind of turn to track this, and just like kind of like like a couple of capacitors start sparking, and as it wiggles as Blip runs back. Oh, all right. What was that total, David?
So good thing I had advantage because that came out with a 24.
Oh shit! All right. So yeah, Zeta does an extremely thorough scan of the room. I think there's like the 2 of you work together while the others are playing with their shinies.
I helped.
Yes, you help. You investigate the perimeter of this room. You notice that there's the catwalk above, and there's the open air vent. But the one thing you do remember is this thing was on top of this office space. If you recall, you're in a pretty large cavernous warehouse space, and this like little pretty thin, rickety office space was where you had Knackmore had originally, tripped a little bit, smacked his head on a ceiling lamp, and then fired a shotgun blast into the ceiling.
We don't talk about that day.
But this
I'm imagining like the Mass Effect equivalent of like a popcorn drop ceiling. For some reason, I guess not like a pop. What do you call those tiles? Those like
tiles. Like the white and the
Yeah.
gray that you throw pencils up and they stick into. Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely drop ceilings.
The
but
kinds that were in every bungalow public school building.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know, but I think we all know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like so. Yeah.
Whatever the Mass Effect equivalent of that is I'm imagining what the ceiling of this room used to be like before it was, shotgunned and this thing tumbled out of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So I think with a little bit of a little boost or a drop down from this catwalk, you remember that this thing was on top of that ceiling. And you definitely find what appears to be a clump of kind of slowly pulsing mold that seems to be kind of moving closer to itself. And you can kind of see these black veins shooting through this greenish brown congealing substance that seem to be connecting as it gets as it seems to be trying to coagulate.
Huh. All right. I don't want to touch it. I don't trust it. Though maybe I am the safest one to touch it.
I do have some resistances to poison.
Yeah. Where is... Okay, here's what I'm trying to ask. What I'm trying to ask is there a barrel of this cryo fluid that, was leaking onto this corpse? Is there some active?
So there is what the substance that is leaking out appears to be leaking from a stray shot from a standard assault rifle, likely. Stitch the top of one of these massive containers. There are 5 huge cylindrical containers in this room. One of them appeared to have been empty and fell over as early on in the beginning of the last episode, but there are 4 more, and this fluid seems to be leaking out of the top from holes in the top of one of these.
Oh. Okay.
These easily each contain like 20,000 gallons.
So Zeta will sort of swivel its flashlight head away from the mold back to the group. We have located a sample of the mold. Is there some way that we can isolate it using the cryo fluid? There appears to be an excess of it in this room.
Huh.
What do you think, like set a trap or something?
If we can isolate the sample somehow, we may be able to learn more about its nature, which would give us a significant advantage in eradicating it.
We could dunk what's rest of the barrel on it.
Well, I got
a possibility.
I got a question. Well, how is whatever this thing find, things to eat or mess up? Like, I mean, is it just in the air or what?
Yeah. How does it target?
Talon said not to use any fire or heat. So if we apply that to, our own heat signatures, I bet it's seeking out those that are radiating the most amount of body temperature. The Vorcha has a 17 intelligence. It feels so weird to ever say that.
We could conduct an experiment. Which one of your species has the highest body temperature here?
Could I do an intelligence check on that?
Oh no.
Would it be question? Would you say it would be a science check or just a straight intelligence roll?
I would say science check. This would be a science
I
check.
get advantage on the.
Nice.
Yeah, the armor I'm wearing gives me advantage on investigation or science. I don't know why.
Fancy armor.
Tech armor.
Good thing I rolled that.
You've got like a little built-in Google.
Yeah. 22.
22. Oh, it's definitely Brack. It's 100% Brack.
So Blip doesn't say anything. It's just after Zeta asks the question, she just goes and looks like just up at you with this very feral grin with all of her teeth, just like.
I really don't like when you make that look.
Do it for science. And eventual explosions.
Okay. But only they're gonna be big. They've gotta be really big.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And
Remember this, Soldier Brack. If you undertake this and we learn more about the mold's nature, you can destroy it far more effectively.
Arena's gonna step a full 10 meters back.
Blip gets closer.
So you guys are like, are you guys getting up on the ceiling of this? On the ceiling? Is everybody just kind of dropping down onto this shitty, vaguely sketchy drop ceiling?
I want to get some of the cryo fluid, but I don't know what to put it in.
There's like a
yeah,
trash can in the office.
I'm
Does
a
Blip have
walking
metal.
I'm a walking scrap pile. I hand you like a metal vessel.
Great.
It's definitely a mug that says, I went to the Citadel and all I got was this shitty mug.
Yeah.
I love this. Yes, this is my favorite mug on the Citadel. So I will take the mug and just scoop up some cryo fluid that's leaking. Is there like a puddle that I can scoop it through, or do I have to tap it? What?
The puddle's pretty big. I think you can
Great.
kind of do some quick sloop sloop sloop.
Yeah, I was able to take some of it to build some bombs.
Okay.
So
So I do that, and Zeta is going to sort of pose completely motionless, but at the ready, like a statue, next to the mold, ready to dunk the cryo fluid on it the second that it
Amazing.
gets too close to Brack.
now this is science.
Now, this is science.
So Arena's standing there with her like telescoping baton, or 10 meters away.
Yeah.
Blip is cackling maniacally. You're pulling a weeping angel, the coldest weeping angel, and Mr. Lackmore Brack, what, pray tell, are you doing?
Okay. So we have this thing, and okay. Let me think of, is there anything I have that's fire related that could draw these things out.
Oh, do you need a drone that can fire like some more heat your way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll pop another since I can just do this, I'll pop a tech point and you can just get an assault drone that'll fire a pulsar cannon, just like a boop, there's a boy.
At which point
These gender reveal parties are getting out of hand.
The only gender reveal party I ever want to go to is for a drone.
what's the drone's name, by the way, or do I have to name
Shit.
it?
Right, I've been naming all of my stupid drones.
What do we have so far? We have Guillotine as your best
Guillotine
boy.
is my companion. Riri, the refresh droid. This is Ace.
All right. Okay.
Well, I
the
was
assault
hoping for
drone.
Pokey.
Next time. That'll be that. No, that's gonna be the recon droid's name.
There.
And I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at my heavy weapon, bring it to bear, and I'm gonna just softly caress it and just go, "Shh, Pushka." He's just a friend. And I'll nod at Ace and pull the heavy weapon to wherever it fires.
Fires up that pulsar cannon.
And like you hit the that's me, master of sound effects.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling for an attack right now because I'm just.
No,
trying
you're
to
shooting
create
the
some
floor
heat.
or something. Like, yeah, you're shooting the ceiling. There's like the puncturing, sizzling sound. It's like this shitty, like it's basically a fucking tin ceiling. Like, it starts melting away a little bit, and dripping down through the drop ceiling. Yeah, you're in space and you still can't escape the drop ceilings. Love that. And you guys watch as this congealing mold begins to just ever so slowly, it's not really a ooze, it's more of like it's rolling, but whilst it's pancake rolling, so it's just
God.
with
Beware of the blob.
as it begins moving towards the source of heat. You're so clever. I'm so proud of you.
At which point I'm just like, I really don't like science. I really don't like science. And I cock this lightning gun. I'm going to fire at it, see how it does.
Oh boy.
This is gonna go well.
Why don't you roll me an intelligence check, Brack?
Oh no.
My strongest suit. That is a 7 because I have a -1 on intelligence.
Far away, far away.
David's face throughout this is he managed to remain perfectly stoic. Until then.
I'm just waiting for y'all to do your thing.
Oh my god, my heart. Okay.
Oh deal.
I'm in the zone. I'm channeling my character.
Okay, so yeah, Zach, roll me an attack roll,
Oh my
I guess.
God.
That one is a 19 on the die.
Cool. Brack, you immediately remember why what lightning does and how it interacts with the metal roof that you're standing on. Everybody, except for Arena, to make me a dex saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Cool.
Okay, I was gonna say if Arita sees this, she'll also be like, you want me to do it from far away and not fry us?
Like you're saying it like a little bit quietly, and
Yeah.
and then you get to watch this joyous moment.
Okay.
I bet she like got distracted and like turned around and was like, "Whoa, no, wait!"
Everybody's standing on the large metal plates, about to fire a giant lightning gun at the large metal plate.
I'd like to think that Blip knew exactly what was going to happen, but still wanted to see. I rolled a 17.
Yes, by all means, please have her. Yes, Storm, have a lightning bolt fly into a huge metal copper conductor. I thought you lived at the school.
I got a 25. I'm assuming I'm fine.
You're
You're a Dexy mofo.
you know what? I'm gonna say you
Yeah,
get like
I
a
got
plus
+5 to dex saves, and I got a natural 20. So
So I'm gonna say with the 25, like the one of my beefs about the 5e and Dungeons and Dragons in general is that it's a binary success failure, and that's bullshit, and I don't like it. So I threw that away. So at 25, I'm gonna say you actually gain 3 temporary shield points.
hell
Like
yeah.
you have like temp HP as your shields are now overcharged.
Nice.
You are gonna take 6 points of electricity damage, which I think goes straight to shields as well.
Just 6 points?
Or
Or did you say 16?
I can't count. It's actually 5.
Oh, that's just my shields. They're gone.
Brack, what's up, buddy? What'd you get?
To hit, 25.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. What'd you? The dex save.
Oh, I haven't rolled that yet. One
my
second.
sweet summer child.
Oh boy. Ooh, that's a 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
babe.
Brack, you take 10 points of electric damage as you watch this thing sizzle like the world's grossest rotten egg omelet on a big old griddle as you dump so many volts and amps into this fucking metal roof and flash fry this thing and yourself and everybody else.
I'm fine.
Except for Zeta, whose capacitor is just like Zeta. You get like an internal warning, like capacitors over capacity.
I think I do some friggin' like Last Airbender lightning redirect shit. Like Zeta just has the one hand with the cryo coffee cup, and like you see just a head twitch. And then puts out another hand and grabs a beam to ground themselves, and the electricity just arcs through the geth and off the grounding beam.
Oh, that's sick. I love it. All right, so electricity definitely killed this fucking thing. Brack just took a little bit. Did that burn your shields, or did you take damage at all?
I took 5 points.
Okay, you took 5 points of damage. Blip managed to avoid taking damage from shields.
My shields ate it.
Your shields ate it. Luckily, those do recharge.
Can you remind me how the regen works?
Yeah, I believe if you take, there's in combat. I think if you're out of combat, so I don't think you really need to worry about it.
1 minute out of combat, or during combat, like you can, if you take like the hide and you deliberately wait to charge it. But yeah, 1 minute of combat being over, they're back up.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can, it's either hide or dodge.
Yeah.
I would say either. Basically, when you avoid getting shot, you can use your action to recharge some of your shields. All right, so yes, let's see here. So yes, you've learned things, and we see smoke rising a little, just a light shimmer of smoke rising from Brack's armor, and Blip, the joy of science flows through you. And yes,
For the record, this was not the course of action that we suggested.
I'm sorry, I got confused. Also, it was getting very close to me, and I don't like that.
We will need to find another sample if we wish to learn more, but we believe that we have acquired some knowledge.
Sir.
Lightning's fun.
Yes, that is also knowledge that we have acquired.
Chaos Squad.
Oh my god, you guys are just a mess. This is delightful. Though honestly, I deserve it. All right. So, do you have anything else you want to do before, I don't know, getting off this the roof of this office in an abandoned warehouse full of cryogenic fluid?
Can you remind us the direction that we needed to be heading in? We're trying to still go further towards the Talon base.
The direction you were given was several levels. This was the reported base. This is where you were told to go. I will say there, because we shifted from episode to episode, there is another section of this area that you did not explore. There's a security booth.
That's right.
That is on the far side of that cryo fluid.
All right. Brack, feeling like he's accomplished a great deal in a short period of time, is going to be, well, all right, so I'm going to go check that out, and is going to start moving towards the security booth. Holler if you need me to, toast anything. And,
if you're on metal again and want an alternative, I can do stuff from far, just again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'll try to remember that.
Your resident biotic announces herself.
Hi guys. Hi.
We would advise that all of you, as organics, avoid electrocuting yourselves.
Too late.
Did you not see me walk 10 meters that way?
Yes, you are perhaps a little more aware of your surroundings than the others.
I'm just not as strong as that guy.
Arena just does not have time for this shit.
Arena wants to get paid.
I gotta live for that. Can't get paid if you're dead.
True. So, Nakmor Brack, what do you do to get across this pool of cryogenic fluid to the security booth? And I love how you guys are just letting your boy do this.
We're going. I'm going with.
Blip runs over to Brack and goes, "Throw me."
Toss me.
Are you sure that you just don't want to ride me piggyback? Cause you know, I can.
Wait, can I actually throw you? I might have something to throw you.
Wait! Oh shit!
Biotic throw the Vorcha.
Yes.
Yes.
That's even better.
I think Brack was like warming up and just like trying to limber, and then suddenly Arena steps in front.
That, like, we had totally done this before on many like missions that we have done before we had a full-blown squad.
Yeah. All right. Maneuver Gamma. Let's get rid. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Maneuver Gamma.
DM, I'll let you make this call. I have a spell called Catapult that lets me throw an object. Can I throw a blip?
You can throw consenting
In
objects.
some cases, Vorcha can be considered objects.
Due to an error in galactic law, in fact, in the Terminus system, Vorcha are considered objects.
Okay, you fly in a straight line up to 30 meters.
Is there
In a direction
space
I choose.
OSHA?
That's amazing.
Does the Citadel have an OSHA? Yeah, you can
There's
beat your
handrails.
girl.
Oh my god, yeet me.
I can yeet you. Do you want to be damaging upon impact or not?
I thought we wanted to go check it out.
Okay, so
I just wanted to help.
I'll yeet you softly.
See, yeeting me softly.
I all thought of this.
Otherwise, you could cause 3d10 damage with your yeetage.
Can we reserve that for when we should do that? Because that would be
Funny.
awesome.
Somebody needs to clip that, by the way. I will say, as for OSHA, maybe those are the standards on Citadel, but we're on Omega, baby.
Armor systems, Chaos Pirates, yeah. All right, yeah. So you basically you gather up your biotic energy and
Engage in a consensual yeet.
Yes.
and engage in consensual eating.
We
And,
killed Zach.
And
This is going really well.
this is, like, I think you have to put a little extra juice in it, given to the size of the
Yeah,
object.
Get some
I
extra
can't.
meat juice in there.
I can't one leg back like I'm getting ready to sprint.
And then you just float.
I'm basically picturing Blip starts to leave the ground and then you jet across. It's almost like this is less like launching a cannonball and more like
A Vorcha.
you know the steam catapults they use on aircraft carriers? You basically do that too, except across a lake of cryogenic fluid. So it, like the passage just causes like little waves to rise up, and Flip slams into the security booth at high velocity.
Wait, I thought we weren't trying to do that.
I gentle yeeted.
Yeah, that's still gentle.
You didn't cause or take 3d10 damage.
No. It's you're not going to take damage.
Okay.
It's just dramatic. And
You
you're
just
in a
hear-
little security booth.
I'm fine.
Do you
Anybody
find
else want yeeting?
possible?
I'm good. I'm good on the eating.
Hey, can I get that piggyback ride though?
Okay. And I think how far across is the pool?
The pool, it's a solid little, it's a pretty big, so it's been leaking out. So you would guess, I don't know, Zeta would probably guess pretty well with your little, with your, you've been devoting a bunch of Geth to to determining what the volume of this liquid is. This is probably like easily 700, 800 gallons. Some of it's been off gassing, but it's covering the whole section of the warehouse. It's about a 50 by 50 foot puddle that's roughly an inch deep.
Sorry. Clarification. Are we in the main warehouse now? Or
You are in the main warehouse, yes.
Okay. So we're in the larger warehouse area.
Yeah, you guys went through the side door, managing to avoid all the blast doors, through the back door into the office, this was like the office kind of worker space, inside what is very clearly like a chemical vault.
Got it.
Except for the vent that is open above you. So, Brack, what you doing, Bo?
I think, unfortunately, if I try to yeet, I could try to do a havoc strike past it, but the only thing is it only travels 8 meters, so that's going to be 32 feet. I'd have to take a running jump, or I'd have to trust on my 16 strength to throw you 50 feet, which I think Brack is... you know what? Let's make an intelligence check for Brack.
Oh, no.
I will say Arena is like 5'1". She's not a big person.
Okay.
I love that you guys are just trying to make this work.
5!
Breakthrough.
I just say, all right, piggyback. Let's go.
All right.
And is going to wait until you get
Arena's climbing on the shoulders.
Yeah, you're climbing on my shoulders.
Yeah. It's not like, she's not a backpack. I'm just saying, she's not a backpack. She's on the shoulders like toddler style.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, even better. Okay. Bride of Frankenstein Frankenstein style. Get in the arms. I am going to sprint forward and then try to yeet you while in the midair.
Okay.
Holy shit, this is so extra.
Before we do
Are you havoc striking and then tossing her from the peak of the havoc strike?
Yeah, let's make this fucking epic. Am I right?
We're never going to find out what's in this security booth because we're going to break it.
Yeah.
I'm going to activate my barrier.
Second smartest thing I've heard all night. The first being not standing on the giant giant metal blade before you electrocute it. David's just RPing Zeta, just being
So-
like, just cycling. What the fuck is going on? Why are these people like this?
Yeah, like there's a significant portion of Zeta's processing power, like hundreds of programs are just debating why these organics would do this, and nobody has arrived at a satisfactory solution.
I mean, we
that
could
makes
try
sense to
walking across
everybody.
it with me on your shoulders, right?
Well, we could. Yeah.
Let's choose something before Blip gets lonely.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
I'm already locked and loaded in Rex arms.
Okay, all right, arms in
In the arms of the Krogan.
Krogan's arms tonight. All right, do your bullshit. Are you havoc striking and throwing, or just hoping for the best?
I'm gonna havoc strike and then throw, and then.
Dear fucking god!
Exactly. At which point, I'm just gonna look at Arena and just say, "We're gonna do this Tachanka style," and begin running all 7'2", 400 pounds, and the propulsion thrusters are gonna fire, and I'm gonna at a running jump. I am going to at the peak of that jump, I'm gonna fire those thrusters and move an extra 32 feet.
Oh shit! Okay. You know what? I don't know. I'm thinking running jump. We get a good start. We get a jump, and because of the way arcs work, I'll fucking allow it. Make me I still haven't looked at the character sheet. Is there acrobatics on there still?
There is acrobatics. There's
Yes.
also athletics.
No, boo, no. Nice try, my scaly friend. Let me get an acrobatics check for Brack.
That is a 16 minus. Wait, no, my dex is actually +1. So it's 18.
Holy shit. All right. Like, actually, like, you know, that's a 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10 dismount.
Last thing you want to be is 7 out of town. Let me just tell you right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my lovely GM.
Collaborative storytelling.
I'm just gonna go back to drinking my energy drink and vodka because that's more sane than what's going on here. So Drax slams into the ground, I think right at the very edge of the cryo pool, splattering some of this substance like far and wide. It's still really like very what's the word I'm looking for here?
Viscous?
Viscous, thank you. The thing that I always spell instead of vicious. But I love how I know what that is literally every single time I've ever wanted it, except for when I'm actually looking for it.
I spend most of my job is actually listening to what my writer is writing down and then having them go, oh, what's the word? What's the word? It's a thing that does this thing and that thing, and then I just shout it.
There you go.
That's valid.
You're the tip of the tongue expert.
That's all I do.
Are we? No. All right. So slamming into the you slam down and manage not to drop Arena. Slam into the building.
I thought you were gonna yeet me mid jump.
Are you not? Are you yeeting her mid jump?
I thought that's what you said you were gonna do.
That is what I declared that I was gonna do.
No! All right. I'm gonna
Flip watches as Arena sails
It's
past
okay. No. I have a plan because as soon as I.
Oh God, this is dumber than I thought.
Yeah.
I don't
thought
think
you were
Greg
going to
understands
plan.
airspeed velocity. The airspeed velocity of a croquet.
This is going to be an athletics check.
As soon as
Well, laden or unladen? Well, no, we know that.
Laden.
Airspeed velocity of a laden Krogan. To Junkin or
as soon as I pass the water, I will cast slow fall on myself, and you will see a negative Mass Effect field around me that slows me down and drops me gently.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so you watch Arena hurtle forward at a very questionable speed. And then she just kind of like boom. And this purplish blue glow allows her to descend slowly. And meanwhile, Brax slams into the side of the security booth, skidding on a pool of cryogenic liquid. Zeta's just over here watching all of this.
Flip holds
Was
up.
Brack at any point airborne? Because then I could have also technically cast it on him.
I'm gonna say it happened that way because technically yes, but also it's funnier if he slams into the side while you gracefully descend.
Flip
all right.
holds up a decaying little scrap of like a signboard that says 10.
So just,
it's from a days since last accident, and as you hold it up, the one falls off, and 0 days since last accident.
so two things. Angels Citadel Josh asked African or European Grogan. And the second thing I will say is I also do thunder damage on impact. To any living creature. So if there's anything around, well, I think I would know enough, don't get me wrong, within 2 meters. So I would know enough not to land right next to my buddy.
I think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah, Arena is literally
Suddenly,
above
the yeeting
you.
makes more sense because had he landed with Arena in his armpit still, he would have taken thunder damage.
Why are
Exactly.
we solved so much?
I love how this all took like an hour.
Yeah, I think I.
While you're watching for the hard-hitting detective work that we're doing on Omega, that's why that's why everyone's tuning in.
have
Psych,
gone
everybody!
nowhere.
It's not D&D, it's Gumshoe with violence. Anyways, all right. So, Blip, you are in this booth. The one drops off this chunk of board and splots into the cryogenic liquid, immediately freezing over. What are you doing? The booth appears to be about a 10 by 10 cube. It's a little bit more heavily armored. It seems to have like everything's very sealable. It looks like if, for instance, there was a caustic chemical that you could hide in this booth until rescue.
I would like to take a look around the booth, see if there's any relevant data files, logs of any kind.
There's definitely a terminal in here. There is also a dead Turian slumped over said terminal.
I'm going to, I think Blip might say to Arena, like, now that you've landed, want to check out the Turian while I hack the terminal over there?
Sounds good. Because honestly, Arena did not know why she wanted to come across the water. It just seemed like everybody else was doing it and it sounded like fun.
Yeah, peer pressure.
She didn't actually have a plan. So yes, she will examine the Turian's body because you don't have to be smart to do that.
All right.
Do you say that in character?
No. She has dignity. So give me what check do you think this would be to examine a dead body? I would accept science. I would accept investigation.
I guess all of them are the same for me if they're intelligence based, because I'm dumb as a box of rocks.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Wise as hell, though.
You're wise as hell.
Are you, though? You did just come across piggybacked on a Krogan.
And landed perfectly safely without taking any damage.
She's the
Who
only
are
one
you that
didn't
is so
stand on
wise
the
in the
metal
way of
plate.
science?
The more you know. Anyway.
Omega, it's not the galaxy brain, it's the Omega Nebula brain.
She focuses, she works in the Omega brain. She's like, it's okay, I can eat you and eat myself and land softly, it's fine. But wait, why are we doing this? That's the thing, right? You told her, she found out a way to get across, but doesn't know why.
So I'm going to go ahead and say you don't even need to roll for this. I was just curious as what flavor you were going for. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that you figure out that that pretty massive gunshot wound in the back of this Turian's skull, which has blown out the front mandible and a chunk of its face, looks like it's been dead about 2 days.
Okay.
Based on, like, you're pretty familiar with blood splatters.
I am actually proficient in survival.
Oh yeah, totally.
+6 in survival.
Oh yeah. You're able to tell you're able to tell when this happened, and you're just like, oh yeah, gunshot wound to the head. Blip, let me get a I would say there are terminals, so give me an electronics check. So Blip begins doing
That is a 20, but not natural.
Are you doing the quick time event hacking, or are you doing the connect the terminals hacking, or are you doing code drop hacking for this?
Connect the terminals hacking.
Mm-hmm. So like you go in through the hardware and like bypass any security measures by linking directly into the hardware itself. All right. Well, Brack, what are you doing?
I think I'm letting them do all the hard stuff in the security booth. I am standing overwatch. I have pulled out Pruska and have brought it up to bear. And I look over at Zeta. And I go, what are you doing over there? Scanning things?
Yes.
Questioning my life choices.
And you just, that's cool.
One of the googly eyes falls off.
And that's it. That's all I'm doing. Is mechanically I am remaining alert for anything that could try to harm them.
So, Blip, what you have found is a video file. This looks to be security video for the area. There are several cameras, or there at least were several cameras here, and you pull up the archives. It seems like you kind of like. It looks like there's nothing for the past 2 days, but 2 days ago there is a partially deleted video file that if one were going in through, if one had made a poorer electronics check, one might not have full access to, but you are able to basically pull it straight from the actual like memory of this terminal, and you can pull it up. Do you pull it up on the screen, or do you just play it on your individual? Like, do you have a cool little Vorcha visor?
I have a little Omni tool but I don't think I have a visor. So I'll pull it up on the screen because it's best if we all kind of see it. And
So,
I'll bump the volume up too for our Geth on the other side of the cryo pond.
So there it doesn't seem to be any volume. It's just pure video. And what you do see, I would say you can probably open a video call to Zeta. I think that's reasonable. And what you see is there was actually a lot more people here. You see what appears to be around 10 Talon mercs, and one of them appears to be talking to a human who is wearing a pretty nondescript, just like kind of spacer jumpsuit, and has a rather large, it looks almost like a very bulky, dense briefcase. There are two more of these humans, kind of dressed in fairly nondescript combat armor. Arena, can you make me a perception check, please?
Sorry. Let's see. Ooh, that's really good. 16 on the dice plus 4. Dirty 20.
You recognize one of these people.
Uh-oh.
This is somebody who you used to work with for Eclipse. You had heard that they had left Omega though. So this person, Gan, is a human as well. And he is had a bad rep. Even for Eclipse, this guy had a really bad rep.
Okay.
And what you guys see as you watch this video, it seems like they're discussing something, and then they walk. One of the guards and this guy in the spacer jumpsuit walk over to a table, and he puts the suitcase down, and opens it. And what you see, while everybody else is watching that second guard walks up to the Turian in this booth and shoots him in the back of the head with a silenced pistol. The case opens, and you can see that there appears to be an exchange, it looks very much like oh yeah, look at the goods, blah blah blah, but it's all done in silence. I mean, audio was not picked up by this. They leave. They begin to leave. Nobody notices that this guy is dead yet. And as the two the Eclipse guards and the dude in this the spacer jumper leave, you see the suitcase begin to move as something oozes out from the lining of the suitcase, and all hell breaks loose as it climbs up the back of this guy's neck, the Turian, and into his suit.
Oh.
Slithering in. And there's several guards that try to get into it, and you watch as they start to have difficulty breathing, and several of these Turians are kind of clutching at their throat, and you eventually can see them falling over one by one. And then the video continues, and this thing oozes out of the suit and begins clumping and separating these bodies slowly but surely. And then splits in half, and then splits in half again. And two of these sections crawl up the wall and through this vent. You watch it. The video seems to cut off at a certain point. Whether there was a short or the damage from the cryo fluid caused something, it's unclear.
I don't know what happened, but I know that guy. He's pretty, and I tell him about what you just said about Gan.
Yeah, bad news.
Yeah.
This individual is known to you.
Yep.
When you say he has a bad reputation, what does that mean?
Well, as Eclipse, we're generally shitty people, and he's got a bad reputation for the Eclipse, so he's super shitty.
Has he been known to deal in biological weapons?
I don't know. Has he been known to deal in that biological weapon?
Not that you had ever heard. What was that? Not that you've ever heard of. No, he was known for taking jobs that most people would ethically turn down. Like, it's one thing to kill people for hire, it's another thing to kill families.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically just like a rural piece of shit. So,
So
If-
do you think
sorry, go
he
ahead.
might have been trying to sell the thing?
You do know that Gan was clearly one of the guards for this other. There was him and another person in combat armor
Oh,
with
gotcha.
this person in the jumper. That was the person doing all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
There was definitely clearly a power dynamic here of whether they were escorting this person or whatever, they were following instructions from this person.
Was there any other identifiable insignia besides the Eclipse insignia? Well, actually, was Gan wearing an Eclipse insignia?
He was not. You just recognized his face.
Okay.
I would accept history or science check.
Sure. My dumb ass is gonna roll shit.
You can
just read.
Hey, it's still I rolled a 16 on the die -1, so 15.
15. Yeah, I think you notice with your great perception, I think you also noticed that there was something on the that jumper was pretty battered, and it was kind of covered up. The coveralls were kind of covered up, but you noticed the tip of a logo, which was that of the Exogeny Corporation,
I share that with the class.
which is a biopharmaceutical company operating across the galaxy at this point.
Why would they make something like that?
Biological warfare.
Mostly they do. I thought they did like medicine.
This might make them more money if they did it on the backside. I don't know. People are shitty.
I just always remember being, some of the bigwig types always hire out muscle when they need to clear out some space or maybe take out a competitor.
Ultimately, in our experience, there is very little difference in organics between medicine and biological warfare. The mechanisms are fundamentally the same.
Oh, yeah, that's what you mean. I was gonna say, it's like, well, I mean, one will kill me and one won't. Difference, but I get what you mean.
And I think Brack just looks, and his eyes start kind of frantically racing as he looks down at his empty med gel pack. And then just, oh wait, that's the good kind.
Blip turns off the video but saves it onto her Omni tool. Like I'm gonna take like the equivalent to like a USB of it with me.
Do we need to send it to your boss lady, Zeta?
We expect you would appreciate that.
She might have some additional insight as to what the hell we should do next.
Blip punches a few buttons and sends the video feed.
Get an error message.
I tried again.
Error message. The connection couldn't be established.
Can I try to call Lizelle? From my brain.
Sure, go ahead and try.
From your brain hole.
You are unable to connect to the extranet or any of Omega's like wireless communications platforms.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to confirm.
It seems like you're in a dead space.
Well,
How
You don't say.
damn dare you? Oh.
We don't have any extranet connection here.
Yeah. We could try going further down the hall outside of the warehouse, but I have a feeling that it's not going to get much better.
Would that hall be the same one with the 3 things you hacked?
Yeah.
Well, if you hacked them, they were connected to something at that point, right?
I just hacked their own mainframe so that they would work for us.
You do notice a big fuck off red button that just has open on, like kind of sharpied above it, in the security booth right next to you.
I press it.
I was gonna say, if you were gonna, Arena was going right for it.
There is.
Yeah, let's say Blip didn't notice that before because nothing in this space station would have prevented her from hitting that first thing.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say that I think the reason why you didn't see it before is that Arena was literally leaning against.
Exactly. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I was fixated on the yeet.
Yeah, so you flip up the plastic cover and with a look of manic glee, slam your little Vortapod down on it. And there is the sound of big ol' engines or motors running as like the low grating moan of these massive like kind of blast doors begin to open up. And all of a sudden you get ping, ping, ping as all your messages send.
Oh.
And there is the sound of, there is the low sound of sirens in the distance, like kind of like hurricane sirens, if you're familiar with it, and flashing red lights in this area that you just left. And almost immediately, Zeta, there is a crackling, there's a quick crackling, and you hear Laselle's voice pop into your comms. What the hell did you do?
I hit
Zeta.
a button.
What?
It's in Zeta's head.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's open. I would say it's
we all
open. It's
hear
being routed through Zeta.
Oh.
This is, as of yet, unclear. Blip, would you care to elaborate?
I hit a button.
Did this button happen to cause fires on 6 levels?
That's interesting.
Did this button happen to release some sort of gargantuan creature that is currently working its way up?
In 1 second? It could just happen.
What? No. For the past hour.
Oh.
Oh.
You just hit the button now.
We've been having reports. Civilians are fleeing everywhere.
I didn't hit that button. I hit a button, I guess, to like get the extranet back online.
They make a button that does that?
What are you Zeta, what is the situation?
Laselle, we appear to have been in a shielded area. The aforementioned button upped the shields, and we now have reestablished contact. In the time that we were out of contact, all of the events that you describe appear to have occurred. We were completely unaware of this situation until now. Advice, backtrack?
Not advised. You may have to execute the protocol I told you about before. If we can't get this situation under control, then I don't see any other options.
Very well.
There is reports of something large. They're saying a monster, but it doesn't match any type of xenoform I've ever heard of.
Whatever you do, don't use fire.
Just said there were fires on 6 floors, though.
You can feel her through the comms.
Actually, Laselle, is there a way you can just like drop the temperature?
Not remotely, no. Why?
Well, because that tends to work.
We've kind of been fighting them while we were offline.
Dropping the temperature, how low?
Cryogenically low.
Would that kill the people?
Yes. Anybody not wearing a suit or in a heated environment. What this creature, you say you've encountered it?
It's not really, well, a creature, so much as it is an amalgamation of all the parts that some of the spores are trying to push together into just sort of this little blob monster that attacks.
Zeta, can you send the video of what?
LaSalle, if you review the video footage we sent, you may have a better understanding of what we're describing. This life form appears to be some sort of mold which collects synthetic body parts, corpses, molds them together, and uses that form to advance itself.
Apparently, Exogeny may have brought it in.
Exogeny? I doubt it. They wouldn't risk the public exposure.
Or they're dealing under the table.
They weren't loud about the exogeny part. Their disguise was just shitty.
It's bad medicine is what it is.
I'll put out feelers. In the meantime...
We have several courses of action. We can act quickly to sever the station, or otherwise dispose of this creature. Or we can continue our investigations. We may be able to gain more information from the Turians as to exactly what this creature is, or more to the point, their contact who initially introduced it into this sector.
If there are Turians alive.
Indeed.
All of them may have been Turian centipeded by the mold spores.
We may not need them alive if we have access to their records.
Fair.
And the Turians you encountered, they were Talon Company or remnants of the Blue Suns?
Oh, they're definitely Talon.
All
Talon.
Turian individuals we've encountered thus far appear to be Talon.
Not everybody in the centipede was Turian either.
Interesting. I believe that Darius is still alive, and she sends you a little dossier, a quick little dossier. Darius, real name not known, just goes by Darius, is the leader of the Talon mercenary company, and he's a pretty big, scarred up Turian. Looks like he may have been fired. He looks like he's been fired out of a Dreadnought's cannon a couple times, but is still alive and has a formidable reputation. I think it's possible that you guys would have heard of him before, just in the sense that this was he had done work for other companies before starting his own group, which that being the Talons. I have a report from one of our assets that he may be on level 33.
Okay.
Well, tell me, is that, is there a safe route to 33, or is everything blocked off?
Yeah, what level are the fires on?
Most of our surveillance infrastructure is currently being destroyed. The fires are raging from levels 12 to 18. It's possible that it's unlikely that they will completely destabilize the platform, but you should be advised that separation is not a possibility. You may have noticed, but Omega wasn't built to code.
LaSalle, a proposal. Several of my programs have been coalescing around an idea. If we are able to establish contact with Darius, we may be able to carry it out. Assuming that we can get in touch with Darius or any other remaining Talon, we may be able to strike a deal with them, eliminate the threat in exchange for their fealty.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not like a deal with Turians ever went bad. Oh, wait.
Yes.
If we
Mr.
provide
Brack.
this service, we may be able to get this particular group under Arya's thumb.
Faithful as always, Zeta. I appreciate it.
It will cost you extra.
We
Hmm.
merely propose it as a more efficient means than full extermination. Tracking every one of these individuals down could take time, which, as this rampaging mold infestation shows, we are not in great supply of.
Indeed. Be prepared for worst case scenarios, but if you believe that investigation is the best way to move forward, then do so. We are evacuating sections 40 through 45. And hopefully we won't need to send the rest of it on a little trip into the star.
Understood.
All right then. You have your prerogative. Don't take too long. How close are you to airlock 32A?
How close are we?
Kind of close.
A reminder, what level is the terminal that I would need to get to break
39.
off the bottom of the station? 39. Okay, I'd written down 31. 39. Great.
I mean, I also might have just said it wrong.
And then we
No,
are.
I probably
where?
misheard. I wrote it down later.
And you guys are currently, I believe, on level 3 or 4?
Okay.
You're a ways down, and you've got fires above you. You've got fires above you, blocking you in between you and where.
Yeah.
I just said a lot of numbers, and I've already forgotten them. So
Wait, we're on level 3?
yeah, you guys are down. You guys are down.
So 38 is below us or above us?
Above.
Above, okay.
Fires are on 12 to 18. Still don't know how those started because we didn't do it. We didn't start the fires.
They were always burning. Since Omega's turning. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God. That's twice now we've done an 80s song on this stream.
It does seem to be a running theme.
They write themselves.
Well, we can find a way up there. I can find a way up there.
Which would you like to proceed to talking to Darius now? Because last chance before we start shooting down anything that comes off those levels. I can send a shuttle.
Oh. That would
And that extra payment?
Will be in your bank account, little Vorcha.
Well, then let's do it.
Don't forget to spend it before you die. God, she's such a dick. All right. So you guys head towards the airlock, and I think that is where we are going to take our break as the red flashing lights of warnings, vague, indeterminate warnings, as you guys travel through the nearly deserted reaches of the bowels of Omega. And hopefully to a shuttle and on your way to meet with Darius, the leader of the Talon Mercenary Company. And all right, so where you have just gotten information and made the decision and hustled Lascelle, the Asari who's kind of been assigned to handling
is a strong word.
I'm thinking handling in the sense that, like, you know, when you see like a tiny person walking at like a Great Dane, you're
Corralling.
like, yeah, corralling is really like, this is more of like delicately suggesting and hoping that you can control the unstoppable force that you have on the other end of this leash.
Yeah, we all have the toddler leashes on.
That's a fucking image. I mean, some of you probably should have some of them on.
We have the toddler leashes on, but it's like one of those rockets that you tie to a string.
I'm just picturing an 80-year-old woman with a Saint Bernard.
Oh, that's Blip and Brack.
There we go.
That really is. But I mean, honestly, about the same intelligence on
Like 90 years old.
and a 90-year-old little tiny 90-year-old lady, like relatively. So you have been given the location of airlock. I think I said 32 Alpha. I don't know. I just made it up.
You did.
Great. Fuck yeah, I'm so good. And this is probably, you have basically been told this is the last shuttle that they're gonna not immediately shoot down that tries to leave this section, as there is something big, fucking nasty, and dangerous. It sounds very similar to the fungus monster that has been running around this area, as well as 6 whole levels on fire. You get the feeling that Arya does not want to let this spread to the rest of her little kingdom. So you guys head to the airlock, and awaiting you, there is a rather grumpy looking Elcor pilot.
I love Elcor.
Exasperated sigh. Welcome. You are the crew that we have been assigned to pick up, yes?
Whoa, no need to get all emotional about it, all right?
Grumpy snort.
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, that's us.
Excellent. Please enter the shuttle and fasten your safety belts.
Blip puzzles in.
We'll do
Oh my
that.
god! So yeah, you guys enter. I fucking love Elcor so much. It's such a delight.
Space elephants.
I just started playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I was just
Same.
I'm in the embassy, and I'm just like, oh. Anyways, moving on from that moment. So you guys all hustle in this shuttle. This is a fairly standard. It's a little bit larger than a Kodiak. This is it's called the Polar. It's called the Polar Express. It's been painted on in big white lettering on the kind of faded blue scruffiness of the shuttle. You guys pile in, and
We should arrive at our destination in 9 minutes. Hopeful tone. Please do not destroy the upholstery.
Blip stops scrambling around and settles.
the one thing that can control Blip is an Elcor being polite.
Love it.
Dark magic is afoot. All right, so you feel the lift is the kind of chunk as the shuttle takes off. The airlock closes behind you, and the exterior door opens, revealing the vastness of the Omega Nebula as the shuttle begins to jet outwards and up. You guys actually see on what appears to be a few levels up as you pass, looking out the viewing portholes. There is a pretty large hole in this side of this inside the side of the station. It looks like it's maybe like 300 feet by about 80 feet, cutting diagonally across several levels of the long trailing station. The station having this long tail coming down from the original Ezo asteroid. And there is no fires, obviously, as it's exposed to vacuum, but it looks like something large detonated. And as you continue upwards, you hear a very quiet, chill, laid back music start playing over the speakers, just a little bit tinny, but
Optimistic tone. Hopefully our landing should go smoothly. Please remain seated until the safety belt signs are turned off. In the event of hostile fire, I will open the doors and leave as soon as possible. Thank you.
And on that note, we see the Polar Express kind of somebody clearly wrote this on the side of this, and somebody knows it's a joke. Well, this is going over the heads of most of the alien species. It's written in like Earth Standard, and like somebody's a little shit. And so the Polar Express rolls up to this airlock, which begins opening up, and on level 39. And you, the shuttle lands, and you are, and the pilot comes back on over the intercom.
Please, Tone. Thank you for not destroying the upholstery.
You're welcome.
We wish you a safe and pleasant experience here on Omega. Do not die.
And the door opens, the safety belt sign turns off.
All right, we get off on 39.
Yep.
You know, my clan, we've killed and fought a lot of stuff, and there's just something about an Elcor that to this day is just so soothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're just adorable.
We enjoyed that individual greatly. They seem level-headed.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have arrived on level 33,
Oh,
which is
33?
where. Yeah, I said it
We're
wrong
just
before.
did numbers.
They're just numbers. I made them all up 15 minutes ago. Don't worry about it. So you have arrived on level 33. 39 is where Blip knows that Zeta knows that that he's been told there is a terminal where if a certain code is entered, it will jettison the bottom 40 levels of Omega.
Including the level that the terminal is on? Cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you think I was looking?
Oh no,
But-
good.
But Darius is on here, supposedly.
Yes. Darius is on level 33. You've been given the location. It seems like this was an old. Used to be a level that was largely retrofitted from refining into agriculture. So they were growing stuff here, and the destination you've been given is that of a old what was at least an industrial meat growing facility where they where they grew meat on lattice work.
Delicious.
So you guys begin heading down the corridors.
Yeah.
So nothing happens for a while, and then what's your marching order? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, Brack's always in front.
Yeah, I'll be behind Brack, guillotine at my side.
I'll be behind Blip.
Yeah, I feel like Zeta would bring up the rear.
By the way,
And on a swivel, as we've said before.
just so I know, is Ace still with me or no?
No, Ace is gone.
Okay. And I think, as I'm walking along, I just say, all right, stay frosty. And just keeps, I've got Pruska to bear, so it's going to be good.
Which and for our audience that may have missed the end of last week, what is Pruska?
Pruska is a modified, I think we established it was a modified Firestorm heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it shoots lightning in a, I believe, 60-foot cone as opposed to fire. So he's very nice and handy.
Hell yeah. So you guys are traveling down this corridor, and Brack, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm great at those. All right. It's gonna roll. You know what? I'm gonna roll the red die. That's where we're at today. Okay, that one is a 15.
So Brack, you hear what sounds like the laughter of a Krogan in the distance, followed by a distressingly loud squishing noise.
Hey, it sounds like home. Guys, just better keep let's just be a little cautious. Sounds like a couple of friends of ours. Maybe blood pack. And
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm just, again, Pruska's up to bear, but I'm optimistic, but I'm not letting my guard drop.
So as you round the corner, there's a small kind of plaza area, and it seems almost everything is shut up, or locked down, bolted tight, whatever variations on that. And there is a very large open door. And there is the image, like it's the neon signs that kind of do the one or the other, those. It's like it's fake movement, so it'll be like a cowboy waving, and it'll just doop doop doop. It's that, but it's a Krogan pumping iron. And you see in extremely bright. First off, I need Brack to roll me a history check. You see an extremely large, bright hologram sign that says that has TU dash chonk CHONK dash A. And there is traditional Krogan holiday music playing from very loudly.
I hate it.
Chunka. Okay. All right.
What is this?
All right.
What is happening right now?
So
we switched genres again.
So here's the thing. Is I don't know what I don't know.
Pooja's face is probably like, honestly, I don't know why anybody lets me run anything ever.
I love this.
I do not know what the fuck I'm looking at because I just rolled a natural one.
You're blinded.
Yeah. So the only thing you can tell is that there is the symbol of a fairly obscure clan that's pretty much largely since died out. Kind of like it's just kind of like this is likely some Krogan that don't really have a home anymore ended up on Omega and opened a gym.
There's not enough of that in canon. There's really not.
And as you watch, you see what appears to be an Turian. If Turians ran on all fours and were trailing, had like kind of weird bone spikes coming out of the side. So like it looks like bone, or maybe it's just like some sort of hardened substance. Run out of a side hallway and charge into the room with all the bright lights. And you hear another, there's another one. And then it comes sailing back as there's an explosion of electricity and what you would definitely recognize as like an Omni hammer.
Yeah, Jim Bros are gonna save us.
It's not more Zach and not more Drac.
At which point I'm just like, I think just like, hey, you killing Turians in there?
Hell yeah!
Who's that? We were killing Turians back there.
Fuck yeah, brother! Come on in. We got ring call. And
This is amazing.
You watch a Krogan walk out, like absolutely jacked, like just wearing like pants, and he has a keg over his shoulder, and he walks. Just pants, nothing else.
Yeah, this has now become aware that the animation never lets you see what a half-naked Krogan looks like.
No.
Just to be clear, Flights of Fandom is where we fix that.
From us.
It's true. Flights of Fandom is where we fix that.
So walks up with a keg and with the extremely distinctive and toxic smell of Rincall, a fairly lethal Krogan liquor, pours it all over this crumpled body of this kind of fungified Turian, and you watch as it kind of hisses and steams, but you don't see any further movement.
Ooh,
and the Krogan just kind of like turns and just stomps up and just goes, "What's up?"
Not much, brother. This is well, we were gonna start kind of scouring the halls, see if we could have some have to watch our 6 or something, but this is fantastic. This is a pleasant surprise. How are you doing? What's going on with you? I think that, like, yeah, just like Brack has lost any sense of like, kind of like, I think he just becomes a chatterbox around other Krogans for whatever reason.
That's adorable.
Big Saint Bernard that just got to the dog park.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Little old lady's about to lose control of the leash.
All right. And so, yeah, you've been killing Turians too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, let me just tell you, it's the time of my life. Am I right?
Yeah,
but
they're
really,
a little bit fucked up. Don't breathe them.
yeah, no, that's what I found out the hard way too. They tried to get into my respirator.
Ugh.
What was it?
Yeah.
Hey, look, you got any backups to that, or can I get a pull off that?
Oh yeah, we got a lot more. And he just kind of like does a big bro handshake where he like flexes and then swings his hand in to clasp yours.
Oh my god.
Kind of like gives a nod to everybody else. What's up? I'm Creek. Yo, Tom, get out here. We got company. And welcome to Tuchanka. It's our gym. It's our gym. Yeah, here. And he hands you a keg of liquor. It's about half a keg of liquor, to be fair. And you guys know what's going on? All the lights went funny, and then people started screaming and running.
Well, yes and no. Those creatures are on the levels like really far below, and I guess they just kind of crawled on up here.
Weird
Yeah,
shit.
it's weird.
But anytime you get to kill Turians, anytime Krogans get to have a little bit of fun, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, little Vorcha. Yeah,
On it.
You guys happen to seen a Talon Merc Darius?
Nah, we saw a Talon Merc, but I don't know what his name was, if you know what I mean.
Do you know which way it was going?
I mean, down. He went down hard, if you catch my drift.
Gotcha.
So, quick thing. I was wondering, we got any more Krogans in the area here?
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
suppressing a dumb fuck chuckle of my own. Yeah, Tong, go get the Turian. And Tong comes out, and like you see a Talon Company merc who is absolute, like, who's just kind of like, who seems like a little bit drunk and smells like Wrinkle, which if you want to, if somebody wants to make a science check,
I
they
do.
can. That's just poison at this point.
Oh, I want some then. I can drink this stuff.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm just.
Science, you say? 17.
You don't know how that's going to affect a Turian biology, but since they're what, dextroamino, I mean, to be fair, Wrinkle's basically poison to start with, so it can't be that much worse. But so there's a Turian here, so you have no idea what the fuck he was talking about. But another equally buff, jacked Krogan kind of comes out and just goes, new friends. You come here to kill some of these weird fucking things?
Why does it sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
In the
And
war.
yeah, it's just like, yo, it's just like the founding day back home, right? Right?
Oh, I miss founding day.
You have no idea what he's talking about. You rolled a nat one.
Yeah, I did. I'm just faking it, not convincingly, but you know.
They're drunk. They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeta
So
is just going to like radio into everybody's comms quietly. May I remind all of you that we are on a timetable.
Yeah.
So, hey, look, bad things are happening. And look, I know this is a lot of fun. Honestly, if I were on any day off, I'd be enjoying the hell out of myself. But here's the thing. Bad things could happen to the station. Might want to keep moving up. The other thing is, I was wondering, you got tons of this wrinkle, right?
I mean, it's not like it's a ton. I haven't actually measured. It's a lot.
So here's the thing: is are there sprinkler systems anywhere here?
Huh? You know, I don't know, but
I look up.
probably
Are there sprinkler systems?
there is definitely a fire suppression system built into the roof of this plaza.
I lean over to Brack. Yeah, there is.
You know,
Why are you asking the himbos anything?
yeah, I just
Drunk
like,
himbos. Oh, you are a drunk himbo.
yes, this is true. So here's the thing: is and I look at Blip and I kind of like look at the wrinkle and it's just like, you know, it's like very, it's not artful at all. It's not subtle. It's just like
And Blip just like all the teeth are like yeah.
and I just say, okay, keep a bunch of wrinkle on you, no matter what. Keep moving up, because you know what? I like T'Chaka. You might have to relocate your gym, but it's gonna be you're gonna be able to relocate the gym, which is the most important part, you know, on another day. But yeah,
You gotta live the.
yeah, exactly.
Bump.
Yeah. But look, we
Iron.
can take this pain in the ass flange head off your hands, and then
He's not so bad. And he claps the Turian on the back and just goes, but yeah, take him off our hands. We're going to start packing up our shit. It's that bad, huh?
it is. I'll tell you what, you gotta take as much wrinkle as you want and that you can spray. If you leave a bunch for us, I'll make sure you get more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell you what, you do that, you come back, we'll get you a lifetime membership. Huh?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Good day all around.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Let's move it out. And he
Get to the chopper.
and the other one who sounded like Tong, just Tong, goes, yeah, all right, and begins hauling out like a big fuck off pallet jack of like what looks to be like 50 kegs of straight Krogan liquor.
Proud of them.
Is this enough?
Oh,
Are you taking that much with you, or are you living this for us? Because this is great for us.
No, this is the reserve.
Oh, perfect. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you get, you know, sometimes when you party, you don't want to go out to buy more liquor. And then there's this one thing, and then like there's this Batarian. He was like, "Hey, there's a whole ship." And
as
then
they're
we killed
talking,
him, and
Blip
it
is
was
gonna
all-
start taking the pallet and gearing it over towards the fire suppressant systems.
Yeah, you would know that like you can find like you could find an access panel at some point. Like you would need to find where the from there you could probably find out where it's feeding from.
Yeah, I'll say this though, like as you see Blip like trying to take the initiative to that, like she pushes the pallet a little bit and then all of a sudden she's just like leaning so far forward on it that like her whole body is like I'm not very strong. I can't move this.
And just remembering him,
Just like, mm-mm.
remembering himself, Brack is just gonna look at the others, say, "Oh, all right. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Let's pump iron soon. It's gonna be great."
Absolutely. All right, brother. Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah.
And the Turian just kind of looks at you and goes, am I coming with you?
Does he have talon markings?
He does. Also shirtless.
Wait, is this Darius?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Which
You
point-
looking for Darius?
Yeah.
Darius is
Yeah.
a dick. Oh, I'll tell you right now, he's a bit of a dick. but he's
Cool.
still a good boss. He makes sure we get paid, and he's weird.
And
They
where
do
is he?
all sorts of weird stuff, but
I slap him.
Rude.
Where's your boss?
Sorry, why am I doing that? Rude but fair. He's it's really hard to do a Turian voice and then a drunk Turian voice. Hot damn. He's you can find him about we go down that corridor for like 5 turns, and then we make a right, and then you go past the sign that says do not enter, and then you go past all of the exploded mechs, and then you make a left and you knock.
How many times?
I don't remember.
It's all right. It was just a test. Why don't you go?
Oh, good. Did I pass?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Wait, why am I asking?
Recommend
you if I passed?
not bringing this individual with us.
Yeah, me either. Why don't you find the Krogans again? I hate to.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna kill me, but they're pretty nice. They're good dudes.
yeah. Go chase after them and just make sure that you're around the place wherever they have the wrinkle.
Yeah, I think I drank too much of that stuff. It's pretty. You guys are very sideways.
Yeah, have fun not dying.
Well, I was gonna say that shit might just save your life tonight, but only if you know how to play your cards right.
I would, yeah, just.
I was more concerned what the ring paw is going to do to his liver.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
you need-
I'm going, and he like sits up from where he's leaning and doesn't move at all. He's like, I'm going.
hey, liver damage will kill you slower than the spore shit. So go.
That's valid argument. You're a smart lady. All right.
Never thought that in my life.
And he falls over, then stands back up and walks into Tuchanka.
Hey, anyone want to help me push this stuff over? We can get into the fire suppressant system.
Oh yeah, I got you. And yeah, I'm just gonna start pushing the pallet. Yeah.
All right.
anything
So
to
yeah, you
help
guys,
you.
Brack, you can easily drag this stuff around.
Oh.
You are a big ol' freaking boy. So you guys are dragging a pallet of 50 kegs. I don't even know how much is in a keg, but it's a lot.
I think Blip turns to Zeta and is just like, hey, is there any way you can find out, like, where the suppressant feeds into so we could dump all of this in there and then it could rain down on all of the spore things?
We'll see if we can access that system. And I would like to. I mean, I don't know. Do I have to do this manually?
You can.
Like,
I would say you'd be.
the system is wireless.
I think you would be able to. I think you would have access to connect to plans through your access to Lascelles like network.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to do like a quick ping search. Like, how do I access the system, and then
You are in luck. The you only have to go very slightly out of your way on your route so basically all of the fires, every level has its own reservoir. So you'll be able to access this level 33's reservoir.
Okay.
And which might be enough to actually, you guys are really far down, so the levels are very narrow. Because if you recall, Omega has it kind of gets smaller as you go down towards the tip. So yeah, you could totally do that. You see just Brack just kind of dragging this pallet jack, this hovering pallet jack along. What's everybody else doing? Is anybody else doing anything specific, or are you just trying to get to point B?
Yeah, Point Darius.
Point Darius. Oh, you stopping to do the fire suppressant first?
Oh, yeah. Blip wants to dump the stuff in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Zeta is at this point, conveys that information to the group and says, follow us, and we're going.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys, you're able to quickly lead Brack along the way. Blip and Arena follow along. Let me get some perception checks really fast.
From who?
Everybody.
I rolled a 17 on the die plus 4.
Not
11.
too great. I'm looking at a 7.
So Arena's got a 21.
18 for Brack. Oh, actually, 20, not natural.
Nice. So a 21 and a
Nice.
20. Yeah. So you guys noticed that it looks like this area has largely been evacuated. How or when, you don't know, but you're noticing a lot of open doors as you go along. And it looks like people have grabbed their shit and run. Like how many of these places were already occupied due to the recentness of this plague? It's hard to say, but it looks like it's been evacuated. And as you guys can make it to the fire suppression chamber, this utility closet, the one thing it didn't include, Zeta, was a access code, and it is there's a terminal that seems to control access to this room. I love how like that's a thing, but you guys are just like, but no.
You got it for ya. I pull up the Omni tool to hack into the access point.
Which kind of hacking are you doing?
Like, what do you mean? Am I doing?
Which minigame are you playing?
Connect the dot. This one I think is the Simon Says game.
Amazing. All right, roll me them sweet electronics.
15.
Oh, just a 15. Like that, what a terrible roll. Yeah, you're able to. Yes, that shockingly the DC is your bad roll meets the DC. Yeah, you open the door, it swooshes open. You hear it like a kind of like alarmed like from a Pyjack, who then jumps down and runs past you.
I thought you were saying you hear an alarm and that was what you were going for the sound of it, and I was like, what?
That is also what I heard, and reader, I was alarmed.
Honestly, that's just a win. Yeah, so a Pyjack runs past you, a perfectly normal looking Pyjack, and you can see that it's kind of made a nest in this area. Clearly, safety regulations have not been followed very well. And there's it looks like several Pyjacks, in fact, have nested here at one point or another.
Looks about fine to me.
But there's a big ol' foam like pressurized foam reservoir that would normally be that would get projected out from these sprinklers to deal with any fires. So what's your guys's? You guys are gonna swap this with hard liquor.
Yes, so that it can rain down on the creatures and hopefully damage them.
At last, a valid use for the poison that all of you organics seem to be so fond of ingesting, despite the fact that it damages all of your systems irreparably.
But like really slowly, and
Don't know what you're
don't live
talking
long
about.
enough to feel the damage.
You're really missing out on a good time there, Zeta.
Yeah.
We will consider this.
Everything that's fun kills you a little bit.
So actually, that's a good point. One thing, Zeta, can you ring up Lyselle and ask her to maybe talk to Bloodpack about getting some Rinkall?
For the other areas of the station.
Well,
Except the ones that are on fire. I have a feeling that if they do replace the fire suppressant systems with this on the floors that are on fire, it will in fact make more of the fire.
I still think it's kind of an improvement, but okay.
I'll send her a message. And yeah, I'm just gonna. I feel like this is just a little text message, email ping. I'm not gonna do a whole call.
This could have been an email.
Listen, this meeting could have been an email, and the email could have been a text message.
Do you
The text
explain-
message could have been winking, and the wink could have been no contact at all.
Capitalism. So you explain the reasoning behind this, I assume, during this email.
All right. Can I,
Oh, no.
David, get the reasoning behind this?
Wait,
I
to
didn't
get
come up with this fucking plan.
Well,
No, I'm
because
not asking you, however.
the liquor damages the spores,
Yeah.
the spore creatures. So instead of suppressing a fire, we just wanted we're probably gonna turn on the equivalent of the sprinklers.
I just want to
Okay.
point out, you guys
I
came
just
up.
want to make sure that I'm not missing something. How did we decide that the liquor damages the spore creatures?
because
Oh,
didn't they dunk
Just
some?
fire.
The bros dunked some on one of the creatures, and it seemed to stun it for a little bit.
Yeah,
It seemed to
Okay.
destroy the
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I missed that part. And
Oh,
No, I'm just trying to cause chaos.
I think it was. I think,
honestly, like,
That tracks.
yeah, that 100% tracks. And I was just like, yeah, we're going along with this.
what, it wasn't
I had a
the.
method.
It wasn't the dark synthy Christmas music.
Brack and
that
I
might have
had a
been distracting
method.
you?
The dark synthy Christmas music did break our brains temporarily. It's true.
it's true.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna
Cool.
put it in somewhere, and somehow Krogan Jim having a holiday special was where it came in.
Well, you started with Polar Express, really.
Honestly,
So, yeah, I
was just thinking of about
Which
a more terrifying bear.
implies, well, it just implies that some human on Omega is a fan of classic literature.
Now I just want to meet Krogan Jim. But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, I will message Lascelles and explain that the mold is susceptible to high proof alcohol, and
Please don't ask how we figured this out.
and we for one are putting it into the fire suppression system.
Wait. Before we put it into the fire suppression system, can we, if we have like hip flasks or something, fill them so that if the mold infects us, we can take a shot to
Molotovs!
kill it. No,
Hell yeah.
take a shot to kill it. If
This
it
is-
goes into your body.
This is like the worst version of gin and tonic's origins.
I love this. Blip
It
pulls
is.
out a whole bunch of like scrap metal flasks and vessels and just passes them around.
Yeah, we have now we have anti spore juice.
You've got
The anti-spore juice.
You've got the mug that I went to the Citadel, and all I got was this shitty mug. It's like still got a coating of like it's like super cold, got a coating of this
I
cryo
was carrying
liquid.
around that mug with cryo fluid in it.
Are you still
Oh,
holding
you have it?
Yes,
Amazing.
100%. Unless there's some reason that I can't do that.
No, you can totally do it. You haven't done anything you couldn't do without holding it. So you were just holding that like
You're a business guest.
Yeah, just the entire time. I've just been holding this mug with, like dry ice smoke coming out of it.
God, now I wish the mug said like, "Don't talk to me before I've had my morning coffee."
Oh my god. Anyways, moving on.
I will
moving on.
also take a flask of high-proof Krogan alcohol.
Yeah.
Now you really are. Now you're just literally like a robot that's like so
Double
trying to do
fisting.
all of the human things at once.
I will I guess elbow bump Zeta since Zeta doesn't have free appendages and say, "Welcome to the Desolation Squad."
I just want the poster of the pie jack hanging on by a branch that says "Hang in there, baby." That's it.
Oh my
Man.
god. Oh my god. All
Maybe
right.
when we're done with this, we can go into a line of cheap office motivational poster supplies.
Yeah, being Mercs is not where it's at. Office supplies, that's where it's at.
That's the future, baby.
All right. So
we dunk this alcohol into the fire suppression system.
So yeah, like I'm picturing like Blip just like drains like 50,000 gallons of pressurized foam out. You just like unleash it into like, I don't know, a random vent.
Yeah.
And there is like
Wait a second. Hold on. Do we actually pull the trigger on this?
Oh yeah, baby.
Because I think Zeta will stop you.
Why?
So like as you're about to like mash the thing, Zeta's hand shoots out, grabs yours. Wait.
What are we?
Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, what? I didn't
I'm
listen to
making a
you.
joke.
One moment. Now that we've set up this system, which we believe to be effective against the mold, we have a substantial bargaining chip for Darius. If we can set up a remote access to this fire suppression system and then activate it at a time of our choosing, for example, during our negotiations, we can demonstrate our efficacy in combating the mold.
Oh, I hate that makes sense, but I want to hit the button.
Wait, hey. Be time for hitting buttons later. There'll be
Oh man, it's gonna be like she goes like she moves her hand away and like scratches her head. It's like, oh man, it's like getting an itch in the back of your head. I gotta hit the button.
Look,
The button.
just
Sounds like Zeta's pushing your buttons.
No one's ever stopped Blip from hitting a button before.
Oh, poor Blippy.
and
Okay, I agree with you.
Somebody probably
Let's
should
Let's
have.
push the button. We will not halt you any further. However, we have reached consensus on this matter and believe that is the best course of action.
No, it's a great plan. It's just that I can't resist. Brack, pick me up. Walk me out of the room.
Bodily remove Blip.
Okay, I can no longer see the button. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I
gonna be
want to,
thinking about it.
as Brack is like, you know, just walking Blip out of the room, to like, you know, put her down outside. I want to set up like a little wireless remote link with this terminal.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
you don't need
to, like
yeah.
my Omni tool.
Yeah. So you have I'm basically picturing that you guys have diluted the fire suppression foam to better carry it.
Sure.
So you've dumped a bunch of it, and then you've just been we just saw Brack on a catwalk just pouring just keg after keg after keg into a pressurized tube that then forces it into a tank with an air compressor or some shit. Anyways, so yeah, Zeta. This scene happens. Zeta, you are trying to basically create a remote hack.
Yep.
Fuck, I guess that's electronics. I wonder what you guys are good at.
Do what we're good at, baby.
Speak for them.
Wait, I'm no longer in the room.
Yeah, you just hear from outside.
Wait, no, I can't do the thing because I'm not in the room.
Aw.
No, and I can't go back into that room, man. I'll hit the button.
Zeta's doing the hacking. It's okay.
I didn't do great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
I got a 12.
Okay, so mixed success. You're able to install the remote link, and you will be able to trigger the fire suppression system, but you will only be able to trigger all of them at once.
Ooh. Okay.
All of them on this level.
Yes, this is.
I'll take it.
I thought this system is only for level 33.
This is only for level 33. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a button which at the appropriate time I can pop up on my arm and, you know, hand over to Blip to smash, and then every fire suppression system
on the
will
floor.
pour
Yeah.
the entire
mixture-
level
a mixture of
rains
yeah.
extremely noxious alcohol.
Y'all, it's gonna be a foam party.
The fact that you guys ended up coming up with basically the plot
Great.
of a fucking Community episode. If you remember the paintball, the second paintball.
Oh my
episode,
god. Yes. Yes.
I am blown away. This is what RPG is. This is what RPGs are beautiful.
This is why we do this.
This is why I do this dumb fuck shit for shirtless Krogans and fire suppression systems filled with extremely toxic alcohol. All right. You guys can continue on your way to this old meat production facility. And you get there and you pass like what a bunch of smashed up mechs and a danger do not enter sign, and then there's actually a big, it seems like, despite being real like kind of drunk, that Turian actually like gave you really good directions. Like, props on him for his Constitution saving throw.
Is there a door that where
There is in fact a door. The door hisses open, and you find a shotgun in your face.
Ooh. At least buy me
And
a drink
what
first.
exact? Pardon?
The Shimbo's coming out.
Oh my god! Yeah.
It's happening.
You could only suppress it for so long. It's happening. Oh my
man.
god. Yeah. This talent company Merc just kind of looks at you and just you hear her voice is pretty heavily modulated by the helmet, and she's just like, "Excuse me."
Hi.
I don't know why they all have Brooklyn accents now. I can't, I'm just.
No, I love it. Personally, I think Mass Effect would have been improved if all of the Turians had Brooklyn accents.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board for this.
Hey, I'm calibrating over here.
There we go.
Oh, fuck, I hate it. I was here for it until that. That hurt. That hurt me. That hurt me.
I loved it.
Oh. All right. Yep. New headcanon. Turians all have Brooklyn accents. This is
Irina
awful.
does say, "Hey, is Darius here?"
Who's asking?
The Desolation Squad.
Who the fuck is that?
Us.
Yeah, and
We want to talk to him
why?
because we.
You know this place is been evacuated, right?
Yeah, and he's still here, so he seems like someone we should talk to.
We have a
Only
method of dealing with the infestation, a very effective one. We believe Darius will want to hear about it.
I was gonna say roll me a persuasion check, but fair enough.
So we're doing
I mean-
logic here instead of just being here and being like, "Let me in." No, let me in. No, let me in. No.
I'll roll a persuasion
Alright.
check. I got a -1 in that.
Can you roll me a persuasion check as a cat? I love it. I just want to see how this goes over.
Do I get anything for anybody else? None of you helped at this.
Trust
at
me,
all.
you don't want my help. I also have a -1.
Actually, I did pretty well. I rolled an 18, so 17.
Nice. I feel like I'm moderately charismatic.
You got something that deals with these
Got 0.
disinfection?
Oh, you know what? I probably have at this point vooped my
With a Quarian.
my Quarian helmet back on.
That seems like a great life choice. So, kind of vaguely from behind, you can, if you look very closely, you can see through the tint of it. You can still see all the googly eyes underneath it. But she's not looking that close. And fair enough. You got something that can deal with these weird these zombie things.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Keep your hands where I can see them. No sudden moves.
I.
Oh wait,
Fair?
no.
You.
Yeah.
my coffee cup and my flask.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, everybody goes in, and you are led into what appears to be a lot of old equipment shoved to the side, and you see actually a lot of people in here, a lot of people. You see on either side there is these massive freezers which are currently open, as well as what appears to be just racks where they would grow this lattice work, just laboratory produced meat functionally. But you see a ton of people. There is some humans, there's Turians, there's only 1 or 2 Krogans, but there's even a bunch of Vorcha over to one side. And these do not none of these people look like they are part of the Talon company.
Question. The Vorcha, are they any one of my several hundred children? Or grandchildren, or great-grandchildren at this point?
Percentile dice say that there are 4.
Oh shit.
There's 4.
Amazing.
Yeah. Who does Blip see?
I want to. Probably at this point they're my grandkids. Yeah, they're my 4 idiot grandchildren.
Is this a Huey, Dewey, Louie, and
Yes, it absolutely is.
Snooey?
Huey, Louie, Dewey, and
Yeah, it's yeah. Got it. Fuck. Oh,
Good
we are a
lord.
serious, dignified stream.
Yeah,
We're real artists.
I'm pretty sure I'm seeing them fighting over some piece of scrap, and I just go, "Hey!" I just snap my fingers at them as I'm walking past.
They look up and go. "Ah!" You're alive!
Granny Blip.
What are you two idiots doing down here?
What? Yeah, we were working.
They're also from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
This
No,
is the
Omega accent, baby!
misconception of Omega. I don't know why. I don't know what's so complicated about this.
Yeah. It's the so real talk, I've been all the Knolls in the campaign I'm running for 9 and 10-year-olds, because real talk, I actually pro DM for children as a side,
See the
as
poor
on the
children
side.
part.
And well, you guys are
We're not much
so-
better.
Right, like
Your
to be
words.
clear, this is not that Hopper is just, this is not the DMing for children.
No,
that Hopper
but
is
I've been
describing.
doing
This is
that. I've
Different
been doing
DMing
that.
for different children.
Yes, not you children, actual children. And all the Knolls I decided have Brooklyn accents because it's fucking funny. So it's a lot of talking like, yeah, you know, something like that. You're doing a lot of that, and it's just it's sticking, stuck in my craw. But yes, you were whacking, collecting.
I love that your mic thinks that that's background ambient noise because it keeps trying to short it out.
You were whacking, collecting.
Find anything good?
Yeah, we definitely stole like 12 pounds of palladium.
That she affectionately, for sure are weird, rakes like her claw, like you know how you would normally like ruffle like your kid's hair, but in this case she like scratches their head but like leaves some marks behind, because like the point is that you get stronger the more injuries you get. It's like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, Granny gets a cut.
He slides you an ingot.
This. Granny tax.
What's going on?
It's true. It's fair. Family tax is real.
There's some kind of monsters that were down in the lower levels. I think they're making their way up the station, so you boys stay here. See, now you have me doing it. Now you have me going into Brooklyn accent.
I'd say I'm sorry, but it's really hard when it's really easy to mimic.
Just goes
when you
around.
live, but when you live in Brooklyn, you're just surrounded by it, and so it just becomes all right. Yeah. So they're kind of like, fuck yeah.
But if you see any opportunity to take some more stuff, maybe some like expensive weapons or armor.
Yeah. These talent guys are kind of intense, but is it still fucking up my mic?
We're gonna take care of
No,
care
you're
of him.
you're good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Grandma.
And then I'm gonna rejoin the rest of the group.
Oh,
They're good kids. They're just dumb as a box of bricks.
Did you tell them to go up?
No, I if everyone else is going up, I kind of just want them to like stay low out of it.
So a Turian rolls up and just goes, "You here to talk to the boss?
Yep.
You." Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to do a flange without an actual voice
Flange?
mod. Yeah. Well, you know, like yeah, exactly. How do you do that without all the mandibles? I need to get mandibles. It's for science.
So that's the moral of the story is Hopper needs mandibles.
don't we all?
I mean, technically, whatever. Oh, anyways, yeah, boss, you here to talk to the boss? I don't know. Fuck, the Brooklyn accent's stuck.
Oh, thank you.
All right, come with me. And you are led into past through what appears to be a pretty massive freezer. and there are actual sides of this fat grown lab grown meat here hanging here. So it's kind of walking through this weird, sterile, deathless slaughterhouse. But it is definitely kind of creepy.
I feel like we're being taken to meet mob boss because, the meat locker, the Brooklyn accents.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Irish.
Just lay it on me.
Space.
Look.
And that's not a criticism,
No.
to be clear.
Oh fuck! I just wish I had done a Boston accent for all.
I love that we're going through every film genre so far in this 4-week stream. It's miraculous.
It's fantastic.
Okay, but importantly,
Are you ready for the musical section next week?
I'm so ready for it. You know it.
Oh God.
I already got us started with I'm a Vorcha girl. I'm ready to go.
So, all right.
But importantly, there are freezers here.
There are
freezers.
lots of freezers here, in fact.
Big ones.
Big ones.
Great.
I would say a person with a moderate amount of logic and common sense might figure that that's actually why they're holed up here, is access to all that deep cold.
Yep.
And so what you guys are led into another room, and you see a whole bunch of Talon mercs wandering around. You have this little thought in the back of your head. Hey, that guy lied to us. Because there's 50 of them. He told you there is 20 of them total. There's 50 of them in here. And you've seen a couple outside just kind of on guard duty, but they seem strapped. They're ready to rock. And you are led up to one of the ugliest looking turrets you've ever seen. Like I said, it looks like he's been shot out of out of a fucking dreadnought's cannon at another ship. He's got clearly his the spurs and the extra little mandible and some flanges. They've been repaired with metal prostheses, but in this way that is very similar to I'm not going to butcher it, it's the Japanese style of repairing stuff with golds. So it is both menacing but also kind of beautiful in its own way, especially how it's contrasted against the dull gray metallic sheen of his natural carapace. And with the red markings, it creates this very stunning and slightly threatening image.
Lips just found a husband number 12.
He's just kind of he's holding a Revenant light machine gun, and is just kind of checking the iron sights, slaps the charging handle. You're here to talk to me?
We have information that you might find useful.
Yeah. Go.
I feel like this is going to be bad, but I'm just going to spill the beans directly.
I'm too dumb to stop you.
We're from Aria.
Yeah? From Big Boss Lady, huh?
Yes. And it is in her interest, and yours, and therefore ours, to stop the infestation that has overtaken this level and several others of Omega. We have a way to do it.
And what's that?
Should I just keep going here?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not at liberty to divulge this information yet.
Why exactly should I trust anything a Geth has to say?
Because I'm not a Geth and I back him up, and neither are they.
Yeah. Zeta, because Zeta is in disguise still.
Mm-hmm. I just rolled really good on my perception check.
Zeta cocks its head. A Geth, you say?
Yeah, you need to turn off the light. Shines through the faceplate when you're talking. Look.
We admire your level of detail and observation. And Zeta will just, shoomp off the helmet,
Feeling 7 googly eyes.
revealing the flashlight head and 7 googly eyes.
No, it's 8 before, but then I put 2 more on it, so it's now 10.
Okay, great.
And one fell off,
well,
so
one
it's 9.
fell off,
9.
so it's 9.
This is the real math that we need to worry about.
Yes.
So you get like a little bit of a double take, and like one of the Turians to the side snickers and just.
If you are aware that this unit is a Geth and has been sent here by Arya, then perhaps you can also surmise the seriousness of this situation.
Yeah, I can survive it. I can surmise it all right.
You might also be able to surmise that we know what we're talking about because we weren't living in a refrigerator this entire time and we're still fucking alive.
Yeah, well, we also organized the evacuation of 4 levels. They pay
Which
the
is
protection
commendable.
money and we protect them.
These are the sort of services that Arya would greatly appreciate.
Look, I already pay enough tribute. What do you want?
Just to pause out of character, what do
Yeah.
we actually want with
I
Darius?
was gonna ask that same thing.
Zeta's angle is
Let me look at my notes.
Arya is their employer, and they have orders from Arya to get rid of the Talon problem, and you can do that by jettisoning them into space at this stage, or by getting them to agree that they work for Arya now.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, they don't work for Arya.
No, I know, but Arena's like, wait, we're here to try to convince this formidable reputation person to join Arya.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
It
because
actually works for me in character that I had no idea what was going on.
I think you were napping during that section of the plan.
If
Tyler,
not,
like-
we're just gonna walk, and they are all gonna be dead. So, and Zeta will say this, straight up.
What do
Arya
you have to
has-
offer?
Arya wishes to regain control over this portion of the station. You currently hold it. She would be willing to let you continue that arrangement as long as her control is ultimately recognized. What we're offering in return is your continued existence. As stated, we have a method to quickly eliminate all of the mold on this level. With your assistance further than that, we can perhaps eliminate it on additional levels. The alternative is, well, not to put too fine a point on it, instant death.
Makes sense they would send a robot in to tell us what we can or can't do at the point of a sword.
We are Geth. We believe in free will. You have the right to exercise it.
And what exactly does it look like if I acknowledge Arya?
That is not for me to arrange. We are field agents. You would have to contact her agents and arrange something.
Fine. Do you have a link?
Certainly. And I'll bring up Lacelle. Can I bring her up like Hollow Omni Tool?
Mhm, mhm.
Great.
Yeah, you bring her up. And
I guess now I make you talk to yourself. Sorry.
and then yeah. So I'm not gonna do that because wait, I guess I could. No, I'm not creative
This
enough
is
to come up
total
with two.
payback, right?
That's brutal.
How many
That's
times
brutal.
we've made you do that?
Yeah.
And now, at last,
Fine.
you've become trapped in my web, so cleverly woven.
Let's try this just
you
because
thought you were running the game? Hmm?
No, I just narrate your bullshit. That's how I run. Yeah. Lascelles, what look, you got old Geth running around making threats out down here. What gives?
We made no threats. We merely explained your options and their repercussions.
Shut up, robot. If you have
I do the flappy thing.
if you have my agents there, then I'm sure they've explained the situation to you. You have a biological outbreak over here, and there's nothing that you seem to have done that can handle it. We're losing levels, and if it escapes further, I'm afraid that Arya has authorized us to amputate your region of the station. And by amputate, you mean, what are you gonna do? Blow the airlocks? That ain't gonna get everybody. You got poison gas, explosives stashed. Be a good play, but somebody would have found them by now. Fuck you guys. No, much simpler. We'll just get rid of the entire level, all of the levels, that include yours, below level 40. We can do it remotely, anytime. But we're giving you a chance because Arya is benevolent ruler. In case you hadn't noticed, my mother takes care of those that pay her fealty. Fuck you guys. This is so awful, David.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm watching everybody stare at me in silence as I roleplay with myself, which is
continue.
the worst.
I'm eating dinner. This is great.
What do you, and by fealty, you mean territory, tribute, troops? You know I can't do that and save face. I'll admit the situation is not good, but you already knew that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sending your little fucking suicide squad down here. Like, yes, it is quite a dire situation. Sorry, I keep moving out of camera. It is quite a dire situation, but like I said, you have the option. Bend the knee, or we jettison you into the star. I think that's a pretty good deal, personally. And moreover, if you do, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement to formalize your control should, when inevitably the Blue Suns try to reclaim their former sections of the station. Fuck. Fine. Formal acknowledgement that Arya's got running the show. We get the bottom 50. I need proof that I can trust you, though. Your crew says they can destroy everything on this level. This shit's nasty. It's taken out half my crew already. And you should know that this is somebody from the outside brought this in. I think it was on purpose. Don't know if it was targeted at me. I assumed it was you. But if it wasn't you, then you've got bigger problems. I'll talk to them and see what I can do. and she addresses oh, Desolation Squad. What do you have to show this nice Turian?
And Zeta does a little bit on the Omni tool.
Wait.
Lacelle goes to audio only. Yes.
Should we tell them that we should wait until there's actual spores? Because it's kind of like a one-use thing at the moment.
Well, it could be like just because we haven't seen them doesn't mean they're not there.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, are there spores around? Like, if there's
You definitely saw
Yeah.
you definitely saw the Turians, like the kind of mutated, twisted Turians that have been adapted to run on 4 legs. Like the body had been shaped weirdly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say something like, Darius, we recommend you bring up your security feeds. And there is now on Zeta's Omni tool a big fuck all holographic red button.
Fuck
which
yeah.
Blip is just
They-
sort of like
extend out to Blip. Blip, if you would.
Darius waves like 3 fingers at all 3 fingers at who you now notice is very just off in the corner. There appears to be a Volus who also has the little Talon company markings
bless.
on his little thing.
Aww.
That's so adorable.
A little what now?
A little,
Up now.
a little
The
bolus.
Talon company, the Talon company kind of red paint markings.
I know,
which
but
are
I
like,
was asking for the race of the.
oh, Volus.
Volus.
So for those of you that are not from, I love how I just did that. To describe Volus. Volus are tiny, rotund aliens, or they're not tiny. They're small, rotund aliens that have to. They come from I believe it's a high sulfur or high chlorine gas based world that's
Something like
incredibly high pressure. So they have to wear pressure suits in order to not just die in
Aw, they're
the
cute.
atmosphere. So they like there's a lot of gas exchange noises whenever they talk. And they've got little glowing little eyes on their suits. They're like
ammonia.
ammonia based. Thank you. I knew it was something awful. And he kind of does some quick tapping on a terminal, and you see on the back wall, just kind of, it looks like almost projected panel after panel showing this whole level. Seems to have been the security seems to have been pretty comprehensive, and you see that there's.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Oh no.
What do we see?
no. Suspense.
We'll never know.
All right. Hops. We gotta get you back.
Oh,
Oh, he's back. They're back.
They're moving.
the
Oh my
suspense.
God.
What do we see? What do we see?
Did it cut off right there? My
Yeah.
internet
Yeah.
connection is unstable.
Yeah.
I'm being informed.
What
Hopper,
did
you
we
said,
see?
and you see.
And you see, no, you see that there are actually a fair number of these creatures running around, and they do not all look the same. You see several of more of these mutated pyjaks. You see what appears to be a very uncomfortable looking, almost another one of those centipede type shapes. You see something that looks a lot like somebody jammed a Krogan and then just kept attaching body parts to it.
Ooh.
Jammed?
I mean, that's a yes, jammed a Krogan, and
What else am I supposed to think?
jammed a bunch of body parts onto a Krogan, then just kept
I'm a
going.
visual person. Hopper. You can't do this to me.
I mean, I'm like, yes, let's not talk. As we all know, Krogans, we're gonna have when a mommy and daddy Krogan love each other very much.
They don't have any kids.
They don't have
they,
kids.
they have a bad time, and
Ba-da-na-na-na-na.
There's also a lot of headbutting involved. So
Yeah, there's a lot of headbutting. Anyways, so you see a decent number of these creatures scattered throughout this level. and you watch as the fire suppression goes off. There is a piercing siren wail, and across the board, and also in here, this mixture of pressurized anti-incendiary foam and wrinkle begins pouring down. And there you see these things almost begin to melt as the fungal bodies that are kind of binding all of these parts together begin to dissolve as this incredibly toxic high alcohol mixture seems to be making them just melt. And there is a deafening feedback screech across whatever is the alarms stop. There's a deafening feedback screech through every single speaker on the level. And you hear a voice that goes, "What did you do?" And that's where we're going to cut.
What?
We need something mad.
Uh-oh.
Mad.
All right, everybody, that's been Flights of Fandom, Desolation Squad, episode 3. Let's find out how everybody dies next week.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway, I have been Hopper, the GM of this here session. And if you like more of my disaster bullshit, you can find me on the interwebs at Fail Deadly. That is with a 3 instead of an E. And also here on Manapot Studios. I'm going to let my players go around and
not incorrect.
yeah, I'm gonna let these wild disaster children go around and introduce themselves one last time. Tell us where we can find you, and also any shout outs or plugs that we might have, starting with Zach.
Hey, guys, I'm Zach. I have been your Krogan for this evening, Zach, otherwise known as Great Zamino. I can be found all across the internet at that screen name. For shout outs and plugs, I'm gonna go ahead and say shout out to Angel Citadel who tuned in, Fantasy Animal Vegan, a couple of, as I scroll through everything, a couple other folks, Jigglypuff TV for giving us a nice sub, First Friday Funk, Feranigan, Play Acted, Sturmunity, Geronimo, which is honestly one of my favorite screen names I've ever seen on Twitch, Atten, and everybody else tuned in. So thanks so much for joining us. And plugs, guys, we're gonna have by the end of this week, the second episode of this series is gonna be up on our YouTube channel, so come and check that out. We've got a ton of Flights of Fandom stuff up. We are going to be rounding this stuff out with I think the Mupp Cracker, which is our Muppet Good Society series pretty soon, along with Dragon Age Rebellion, which was a super awesome Dragon Age RPG flight. And that's it for me. So can't wait to see the conclusion next week.
Pooja.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, throat dragon. Hello, everybody. I am Pooja, and I have been playing Irina Gaddis, our failure of a human biotic tonight. And I'm excited to play her for at least part of next week's episode, depending on when Hopper decides to kill us all. But when I am not here on Tuesdays playing Flights of Fandom, you can, at the moment, find me on Wandering DM's channel on Thursdays at 8:30 Eastern, where we're playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, and it's a lot of fun because I started out way back in the day in comic-based RPG, and that's kind of what the whole show is. We rewrite issues, and there's a trading card game, so the audience can get involved. It's a lot of fun. So if you're free on Thursday, please do come check it out. It's a grand old time, and if you play your cards right, you as chat can end up in danger. It's pretty fun. But yeah, the third episode of that is this Thursday. So that's it for me for now. I guess we'll all be back here the Tuesday after. No, this Monday isn't Memorial Day. It's the one after, right?
Yeah, this I think we're gonna be. Oh wait, we're gonna be back on the 25th, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the one after. Okay, but I will be back in my normal location and not on the road, much to my sadness. It'll be okay. I'll stop messing up time zones.
All right. And David.
Once again, I have been David. You can go check out role-playing games that I've designed, including some that we have played on this very show over at dbb-8.itch.io. You can also check out my Instagram and Twitter over at dbrunelbrutman, all one chunk of letters. And other than that, I am just pumped to be back here next Tuesday for the conclusion of this Mass Effect flight.
And Marcy.
Hey, Al. I'm still Marcy, aka Experimental Madness. That's the name you can find me most places around the internet. Once again, except for Twitter, where I remain encrypted. And you can find me under Marciful, if you dare. And for some shout outs, I got to do my usual plug of a couple of our other shows that you can find on this channel. If you're not sick of either myself, Hopper, or Zach, you can tune in this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time for The Hole in the World. We're still in the midst of our interlude story. It's a really great time to jump in. Things are getting wild and crazy, and yeah, join us there. But, you know, we're still going to be here on Tuesdays doing all of our flights. We're going to be finishing up this particular flight next week. And time marches onward. And I won't be teasing what our June flight will be right now, but I will be next week. And if you ever want to play in a flight with us, get in touch with us on our Discord, because we would love to play with you. We do so many flights, and if you want to, you know, be a part of that, maybe decide some of the fandoms that we play in, or either you DM or play yourself in, come and play with us.
Yeah, on that note, absolutely. We love new faces, we love meeting new people, and we love creating wild ass content.
You too can be a part of this chaos.
Yeah, you could inflict this on yourself. Like, yes, you're allowed to hurt yourself with our show, but please don't. I guess on a closing note, just be well, be safe, and thanks for hanging out with us here on Flights of Fandom. Yes, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna make the joke again. Be well, be a paragon and a renegade is true to you, and we'll see you next week, and you can watch me guys kill them. What?
Bye, guys.